Welcome back. Well, that was fun, wasn't it? We mix it up here. We bring on Democrats and Republicans all the time. We got a fantastic mix-it-up panel coming up a little later on. Jaden Horan's going to be a conservative commentator and contributor to Metropolitan Magazine, and he's going to face off against our resident presidential historian, Columbia University professor David Eisenbach, representing the lefties. But we'll see. I'm going to see if I can get him to agree on something, which people like seeing the left and the right agree. We can all agree on one thing. Justice system worked today. And I'm wearing the Trump hat, which I don't usually go that far over the top. But as much as the left-wing media doesn't want to tell you, and they mute it, Trump is winning. He's appointed the most judges of anyone, okay? And when one judge in the Michael Flynn case tried to actually legislate from the bench, tried to appoint a special prosecutor to review the Department of Justice saying they want to dismiss the case against Flynn, it was absolute mania. I was really petrified for what is supposed to be the finest justice system on earth. But today an appeals court judge rules that General Flynn, the case must be dismissed. So it's a victory for justice. And we're getting attacked all over the place in the cyberspace. And somebody who knows about cyber and justice for all, Michael Daugherty joins us right now. He's the CEO of the Cyber Education Foundation, founder of the Justice Society, and author of the book, The Devil Inside the Beltway, shocking expose of the government surveillance and overreach in medicine, small business, and cybersecurity, all this crap. Mike, thanks so much. I'm trying all the time. My background is in financial technology. I got involved in one of the first startups in the cryptocurrency revolution. I have a number of cryptocurrency patents that I wrote and are issued. So I understand cyber, not like you, but Google, I think, is one of the Google and Facebook, I think, are two of the greatest threats to American individualism because they are controlling the public dialogue. How much does the government overreach and step into stealing our information that they shouldn't have?
Well, they overreach a tremendous amount because what we're seeing here is like the underground beast of the government that's been growing for a century, since 1914, is now coming up above, and we're just becoming aware of it. Most Americans are going, what? And we're seeing this, but it's been there. And the fact that we now are beginning to know about it and attack it and deal with it, you're seeing these temper tantrums everywhere. You should read the Flynn dissent to see a judicial temper tantrum. You should, what Twitter does, what they try to get away with. The internet beasts have grown at a rapid pace, like that movie Aliens, where it's this big and then 10 minutes later it's 6 feet tall. And so we've been caught very off guard, and we've never had anything like this. It's like a utility, but it's not a utility. It's built on private enterprise, but it grew so fast, and now as a private enterprise, it's squashing our civil rights. And the First Amendment kiss it goodbye, and it's then we have gender identity politics and all this other stuff going on. It's twist and turn. So if you're the president of the United States and you don't agree with Twitter politically, they'll delete the tweet. Veritas O'Keefe just had something put on warning a few hours ago. I mean, it's nuts because they're threatened, and when you can't win on the merits, you go with suppression and racist name calling. I mean, when you're down to those two tools to win, you're at the bottom of the barrel.
Right.
But the screaming.
There's some. I think Socrates has a well-quoted phrase out there that when the debate is lost, the tool of the loser is criticism. Right. Personal criticism. But let me ask you this, Mike, because right here in New York, I think Cyrus Vance Jr. is one of the most corrupt district attorneys I've ever seen. People who've made big contributions to his campaigns. Like Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein, you had to basically pull teeth to get him to bring a case. But I'm doing an investigative piece right now where I know of a couple of cases where they're going after, some Italian construction guys, and they have to tell them that they've been surveilling them. And they had wiretaps on them for over 12 months, but brought no cases against them. How much government overreach is involved? If the government surveils you on wiretaps for a year and they don't bring anything against you, I mean, isn't that waste, fraud, and abuse in its worst case? I mean, why does the government try to surveil us like this?
Well, there is. I mean, I come from a law enforcement family that did investigations, so there are some investigations, bad guys that take that long. But the problem is, you got your street guys that are true investigators that are there with the muscle and their salt. Then you've got the law school college boys that sail down with their other buddies from Harvard that get the management roles, and that's where they play politicized corruption. And you go back and look at Team Obama and who came with him for Harvard Law School and the fine things they didn't do and how they went and taken out their political enemies, weaponizing the Justice Department, the CIA, the NSA. I mean, they went after the Associated Press. They went after James Rosen. People on the left that don't want to deal with this go, well, I know you are, but what am I? It's not a blanket thing, but the big picture is when you have bad actors and there's no accountability for that bad actor, the good actors see it and then they whistle past the graveyard and not say anything because they don't want to lose their jobs. And then everybody's human and you start pushing it a little bit each way. So this is the thing about the Flynn case. Okay, folks, what they did to Flynn, the only new part about that is it got so much public attention eventually. They do that stuff all the time. It's the whole, you can be right, but the judicial system and process is going to leave you bloody dead on the side of the road, and we're going to go after your son, and we're going to take your house. You love your son, don't you? Here, give us this little thing.
Right, and you know what? Just coming back to New York because, I'm bringing it up because, Christopher Columbus is under attack for some reason from Black Lives Matter, but, I feel like there's across the country, if you have a vowel at the end of your name, you must be somehow related to organized crime. And, you see stuff here in New York. Maybe you don't see it across the country, but, they're weaponizing the DA's office on civil matters. And there have been cases brought where Freedom of Information Act proved that they knew they couldn't win the case, but they just wanted to drag the guy through the mud. And we're up against a hard break. I got to have you back to talk about this some more, Mike. I really
happens all day long. I'd love to talk about it.
You're the man. Okay, thank you very much. Mike Daugherty, CEO of the Cyber Education Foundation, founder of the Justice Society. We're definitely having this guy back. We're having you back in just 1 minute as we click past the top of the hour. More Liquid Lunch right after this.